Another great episode of Ready to Love. It was really good, y'all. I gave it an A plus. Actually, I laughed. I even welled up and got a little emotional. Anyway, let's talk about it. I'm Siobhan Patrice, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe below. So the episode starts off with a brunch that Tommy set up in downtown Houston. And you see everybody show up. They got their little gear on. It's real cute. And Troy, girl, yeah, he's starting already, y'all. He see Chris come in and he was like, yeah, I like that jogging suit she got on. Make me want to sop her up like some biscuits. Really, Troy? Okay, yeah, so that's him. He getting started already, but we not surprised. At least I'm not surprised. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, that just seemed, yeah, he's a, okay. So then we see my girl Ida. Ida is still just as awkward on the second day. However, she came ready, y'all. Ida is like, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to do all that Tommy said. I'm going to work this room however uncomfortable or however other people don't like. So we see Ida. She talks about how she thought about Ron all night, y'all. She thought about Ron. He her number one. However, she see him over there talking to somebody else. And she ain't feeling that. So she just took her little food and went and sat down. Then Tommy came in, y'all. He had his little Chris suit on. Chris is a character over on Married at First Sight. You know, he got about 2 suits that he wear all the time. But Tommy look good in his. Tommy, you know, he got a little fly style about him. So it's nothing that he really wears that, you know, don't make the cut for him. But anyway, he come in and he talk about how somebody going home right after this brunch. So y'all need to, you know, be ready. That's the curveball I'm serving today. And y'all better make sure y'all work it. You know, this brunch is just not about eating. Y'all better be trying to make some connections. So then you see Alexis, she get up. She was like, well, I ain't trying to go home. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do. So you see her going past. She start rubbing Dietrich on the top of his head. Hey, Dietrich. Girl, Alexis say she got to get down with the get down because she ain't going home. So then you see Tressa. And she's sitting at the table with a couple of other cast, and she started talking about, you know, she's been in comedy for 6 years. And although she's funny and she likes to have fun, but she has a serious side to her. And that, you know, her interest is to be in a relationship, and it's not, you know, just all about the laughs. And so a lot of times, you know, guys look at her, she a comedian, and she automatically falls in the friend zone. And, you know, that's not how she coming. She came here, you know, to look for love. And, you know, she not really looking for a homeboy. Okay, so then we see Like Meek Like sitting on a bench at the front door, Troy and Alexa. And he's sitting there shooting his shot. Yeah, baby. You know, you my number one. And I felt the energy between us when you came in here today. I mean, he just, yeah. I don't know. So she's sitting there looking at him. She started to say something. He didn't even really let her get it out, you know, because he's still just trying to pour out his little line that he didn't practice for everybody today. And she just kind of like, you know what? I don't think he's authentic. You know, let me pull up from him. So she kind of got although she did make sure to mention that he texted her last night and said that she was his number one. But she also said, I wonder who else he texts with that same message. So Alexis, you know, she thirsty. But like I said, like Meek Like. So she kind of recognized game, you know, recognized game. So then Troy gets up and he goes outside. And you see him sitting there talking to Amber. And he used that same line he just said with Alexis. Yeah, I felt your energy when you came in the room. And she just kind of looking at him, but you know, she kind of checking for a little bit. And then he said the same thing to Chris Anthony. He come sit down with her. He shoot that same little line through her. And she just kind of, you know, play it off. Then Troy goes and sit with Andrea. And he was like, you know, yeah, he kind of gave her that same little line. But then he added, you know, I'm a palm reader, right? And she all giggly, you know, because she just kind of been sitting around. And he's like, yeah, and your palm says you're going to be having sex with me soon. She was like, what? And yeah, y'all, Troy, he just so creepy with it. I don't even know. I don't understand how he think he's sexy. You know, that's not sexy, but you know yeah, that ain't sexy. Okay, then we see my girl Ida. Girl Ida, Ida is awkward, okay? Ida is very awkward. She has a nervous energy about her. Yeah, but she's special. I like her though. I like Ida. So then you see her go outside and sit with Dave and Stacy. And she just shimmy her little way down so she could sit in. And so she's sitting down, Dave is in the middle, Stacy's on the other side. And Stacy looking like, you know, okay. So she kind of tried to play it off. And so then Ida asked Dave, yeah, we all here together, you know, could you see marrying both of us or see yourself getting married to both of us? Then I think Stacy said something about, yeah, if we was in Utah. And so they all start laughing and stuff. And you see KJ Smooth is sitting down talking to Amber. And, you know, I guess he trying to clean up, you know, that situation from last season and give his reasoning why the statement that he made. And so the reason he gave, yeah, okay, well, he said the reason that he does not want to pay it all in a relationship because he would never want a woman to think that he is on top or he owns everything about her because he pays everything. Chris, make that make sense, because that don't make no sense to me. However, you know, it's his day. Because guess what Amber say? Yeah, well, I don't think, you know, one person should pay it all. You know, she said she a 50-50 chick. And guess what? Chris, that's right up his alley. He all perked up. He like, yeah, okay. So then they talk some more. And then you see AJ sit and try to talk to Andrea. He felt a little awkward and he just kind of said, you know, she's a beautiful woman, but she just doesn't have any magnetism to her. And so he's not really attracted to her. And so Stacy comes and saves his day. And then they go sit down and Stacy, you know, she ready, right? So she all flirtatious and was like, yeah, you know, you about what, 6'5"? And he was like, well, let me find. She said, yeah, I got it. And then she saw his feet and she was like, yeah, what you about, a size 13? And he was like, what? Yeah, you. Because she was like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good at guessing measurements for things. And he was like, okay, yeah, so we're going to leave that right there. We're going to leave that right there. And, you know, she just drank her little drink. So, you know, she flirting and everything. And so that was kind of cute. Then here come Ida. Girl, Ida came through and Stacy was looking like, what? But guess what? Ida said, I got to work this room. She shimmy on in and sit down with AJ too. And Stacy in her confessional was like, you know what? This brunch was beautiful. The food was good. I had a great time. She said, but Ida was the worst. And so Ida ain't paid that never no mind. She ain't even like the energy Stacy was giving. I guess she vibrates so nervous and high anyway. She was like, yeah, AJ, I like your shoes. You got your little basketball player look going on. And so Stacy was looking like this chick. So I don't know. Ida, you know, she awkward, like I said, but she's doing what she came to do. She, in her mind last night, she thought it was going to be about Ron. She see Ron, you know, talking to other people. That's the process. So, you know, she feel, okay, well, I can do what he doing. And she had a little sister-wife vibe, you know, maybe a little throuple-like vibe or something. I don't think that's her case, but, you know, that's what she was given. So, I don't know. But Stacy wasn't checking for her. So, then we see Super Dave, Vernisha, and Tressa. sitting down outside on a bench. And so Super Dave, you know, he posed a question, you know, like, you know, what would y'all think about abstinence and, you know, staying abstinent in a relationship? So then Vernisha was like, stay abstinent? Okay, yeah, what, till marriage? Okay, so we get married in 6 months? Oh, okay, yeah, I might can do that. But then Tressa is like, oh, yeah, no. I've been there, done that already. Nah, I need to see what the D do. Yeah. Yeah, because I done had some trash, you know, and I'm not waiting around to marriage. I need to test that thing out. And I thought that was so funny. I laughed. It just made me think I got a relative that will tell him, I need to see what you're working with. Matter of fact, just put, you know, show me what you're working with. You know, she just right there. First date. So, yeah, Tressa say, she not doing that. She done had some bad experience. And so, you know, that's cute and everything, but she not interested in that. Then we back to my girl Ida, y'all. And she see Dietrich. And she was like, although Ron is her number 1, Dietrich is her number 2. And she said, you know, she was really feeling him at the mixer, and that he seems like a guy with patience. And because you're going to need a lot of patience to deal with her. And I'm like, yeah, people going to need a lot of patience. So she goes and sit down and start talking to him. And she all jokey. And, you know, he kind of bring that up to her like, okay, so, you know, we laugh, we joke, but let's try to have a real conversation. You know, I'm really trying to get to know you. And she's still kind of making little slick jokes. And he was like, are you nervous? You know, is it because you're nervous? And I kind of felt that. I thought it was nervous energy for her. And that she gonna finally land. You know, she kind of got nervous energy and she going around. But she seemed like she was hovering down. But, you know, he did identify that for her. She kind of was like, oh, okay. And she was trying to kind of settle in it, but she was still uneasy about it. And he was like, you know, you coming off all jokey, you know, makes me want to put you in a, you know, like a homegirl, you know, spot. And she looked like, you know, like she was offended by that statement by him. But she sat there and she was, you know, at least willing to hear him. And you can kind of, at least I can kind of see where she was trying to process what he was saying. However, you know, still in front of him, it made her uneasy. So it's going to be hard for her to process that. Ida, I like Ida. I just think Ida need to calm down. I think Ida need to, I don't know. If I was in the other stuff, I might say Ida might need to go hit one. Because Ida, yeah. So then you see Tommy come in and he announced that the guys have made their decision. And that they have chosen Ida to be the one that leave and not ready for love. And she looked all shocked. And you can tell she was like, what? And so he was like, you know, everybody wish her well and everything. Ida was like, Ida was still acting all quirky. They was trying to give her a hug. She was like, I don't want to hug them. Y'all ain't mean. So they was like, oh, we sorry. No, you ain't sorry. I'm gone. She was just acting like, I was like, oh my gosh. But I kind of felt sorry for her. You could tell she was sad about it. She was kind of tearing up and stuff in her confessional. And then at the end, she was like, they bogus, y'all. Because, yeah, all y'all who was, you know, patting me all on the butt yesterday, y'all owe me an explanation. Because, yeah, this man, she was just acting all weird and stuff. But it was Ida who was the first one to go home. I'm not surprised, but I like Ida. I mean, it could have been somebody else, but. So then Tommy announces to everybody, okay, you know, this ain't it, y'all. So we got one more female to go. And so from now on, now we have 9 women and we have 8 guys. And so what y'all gonna do next, I want y'all to go back old school. You know, I want y'all, you know, take some people on some dates. So the first date we see is AJ and Alexis. And they go to some type of fragrance candle shop. And Alexis, you know, here I am, remember, you know, that's Big Misha. She come in with her little outfit. And you know, AJ greets her and everything. And she was like, he gives her a compliment on the way she looked. And she's like, oh yeah, because let me take off my outfit. You know, she she just so extra with it. And then he was like, look at you in your superhero pants. Oh my gosh. I laughed. He said she had on superhero pants, y'all. She had on some leather pants with some high boots. In episode 2, Alexis talked about how she, you know, was kind of unclear and unsure why, you know, when she meet guys, the first thing they see is sex. And well, that's the first thing you give him, boo. Your conversation, the way you carrying yourself, the way you moving, it's just about sex. Matter of fact, you had so many sexual gestures towards him. You called him sexual chocolate. You know, you strutting all in your little outfit, want to take your little jacket off. He asked what kind of candle she wanted to get. Of course, she was like, "Oh, I like this gold one." He's like, "I ain't surprised. You know, you want to be sparkly. Yeah, I ain't surprised because you're a sparkly type chick." And then she was like, she like it all the way in, and you know, she want to put him to bed, and then she identified her love language was personal touch. And I was surprised by that. Love language. I think it's important to tell people what your love language is, because I think it helps the person so they won't have to keep guessing things about you. So love languages are important. And, you know, I kind of gave her props for knowing that. However, she kept tugging on his beard. She was just touching all over. And he was like, you know, she a little aggressive, you know. And he even said that to her, thinking it would slow her down. No, that ain't work. So then she was like, well, I'm attracted to you. You know, I'm not normally like this. And, you know, we adults. And he was like, yeah, but wasn't you married to a preacher? And she was like, yeah, but, you know, I think adults should be able to talk about sex and, you know, have conversations like this if we into each other. And then she was just like every other word. Yeah, she wanted to get in between his legs, and he was like, you know, all that would be good if that's what I was here for. Yeah, but I'm here to find love. You know, I'm here to settle down. So all that she doing is team too much, and it's a turn off to me. But this who she is, and that's not really what I'm here for. Then we see Jason and Kara, and they go to go get ice cream at an ice cream shop. And they sitting down, and they, you know, Kara is she's a pretty girl, and he tells her how nice she looks and everything. Jason, he's a nice guy. He just has a peculiar look because of his teeth. Yeah, but he seems like a nice guy. So they're talking and everything, and she, you know, says that, you know, she's competitive. You know, she likes sports, and she likes to travel and dance. And Jason was like, you know, I'm competitive too. You know, I used to play ball, and he was on a dive team and everything. And then he gave a little content about him battling with depression. And you could see her kind of like, okay, you know, be taken aback by that. And she, you know, says that, you know, she had a real personal experience with someone close to her who battled depression, and it ended tragically. And so, you know, that just gave her pause a little bit. And she asked him about therapy and, you know, had he sought out any therapy. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know, if it wasn't for the therapist, they know the exact thing to say. And so that kind of, you know, gave her a little reprieve a little bit, like, you know. But he, you know, said he went to therapy. It really helps him. He definitely uses that as a management tool, and he seemed to be managing it and doing okay. The next, they did a group date, and they went to where they was doing like a painting exercise, and a stencil and painting exercise, and it was Joel, Vernisha, David, Liz, Amber, Troy, and Andrea. And so you see Troy and Andrea there first. And Troy, you know how he is with his little lines and everything. And he all nuzzled up on Andrea. And she all giggly and everything. And then Amber come in, you know, she had her little outfit on. He like, you know, stopped short, talking to Andrea, looked at her and kind of gazed her on around, and then Andrea kind of noticed it, but you know, it's almost like she was getting attention, so she was fine. So then Amber went and sat at the table with them. He was like, yeah, I feel good. I feel just like a sandwich. I like the way this feel. I'm sandwiched by two beautiful women. I'm like, Troy, he is the worst. Yeah, he needs to go home next. Troy is not there looking for love. That's my opinion. He's not. What y'all think? Troy not looking for love. But then you see David, and he's with Vernisha, and they're working on their little project, and he was having a problem getting the tape off of his stencil. And so Vernisha said, well, I'll help you. And then she was like, put your hand right. I'm going to put my hand right here. You put your hand right there so we can put it off. And he was like, yeah, that sounds good. Your hand in my hand. And so I like Super Dave. Super Dave all right with me. Joel and Liz. Now, you know, Joel is the baby I'ma never have. But that's the baby daddy. Yeah, I like some Joel. Oh my God. Yeah, I like Joel. And so he talking to Liz, and Liz, you know, so tell him, you know, you a cool dude, down to earth. You know, I think you're a nice guy. You know, you seem like, you know, you could be a winner for me. So David asked Vernisha about vision boards. They had a conversation about vision boards. And so David asked Vernisha what was something that she had on her vision board. Vernisha said a ring. So Joel was like, oh, I see you, baby girl. You got a ring on your vision board. She said, absolutely. So I thought that was cute. So at the cooking class, it was Deidre and Alexis, AJ and Kyra, Jason and Tressa, and KJ Smooth and Stacy. And so Alexis and Deidre were together, and they was giving AJ and Stacy, you know, all this little competition vibe, and you know, they were just kind of bantering back and forth. And Alexis, you know, every time Alexis is going to show up, so of course, you know, she making all these little, you know, sexual gestures and stuff, and AJ's like, yeah, here she go again. Yeah, she's just so aggressive. AJ and Stacy was together. And Stacy was like, yeah, I see they got pork, you know, something that you don't eat. And he was like, wow, you know, you really do, you know, remember stuff. And she was like, well, I'm into you. You know, of course, you know, I'm going to pay attention to, you know, stuff you said to me. You know, I believe the small things makes a difference, you know, in dating. And her just remembering those small things about him, I like that. I mean, that's a lot of who I am. So I could really relate to her in that. And then we see Dietrich and Tressa get together and have a conversation. And Dietrich was sitting down, and Tressa, although she stated that at the mixer in episode 1, she upfront asked Dietrich, you know, was she his type? And he was honest, and he said, well, you used to be my type, but, you know, I'm no longer interested, you know, in your type anymore. And so she just, like, you know, really, you know, was like, okay, so that's not even an option for me. However, you know, she said, hey, Paw. And I was like, let me find out. That must be something they talking about, all the women and got together, because Stacy was calling them Paw in episode 1. And now she calling him Paw. She feeding Paw, and he was like, yeah, let me taste it. He asked her, you know, what did she put in seasonings that she used, and she was telling him, you know, she used certain seasonings, and he's like, we're gonna have to go on a date together. And she was like, a date? And she was like, you know, she didn't know how to feel about that because of the statement that he had made to her the day before. And he was like, but you know, I really like your energy. I think you know, you down to earth and we clicking. And she just kind of made the statement that she was just going to take it as a compliment. It was like one of those situations where I am going to choose to see this glass half full. And I really appreciated that about her, because life is about choices, and you have the option to choose. And the fact that she chose to see the glass half full, you know, to me spoke to who she was as a woman and where she is in her journey. So think she ready. And I think he ready too. And so she was taken aback by that. She, of course, accepted the date. And so that was something good between them. And then you see KJ Smooth, he's sitting down, and Stacey, you know, come talk to him. And evidently, whatever he said, yeah, she didn't like what she was hearing. So she just kind of ghosted him and went over there and started talking to somebody else. Tommy, he had gotten all the guys together, and they was in the man cave, you know, and he tells them how, you know, this is our safe space. You know, this where we come and we kick back and keep it real with each other. And, you know, I just want y'all to be honest. You know, this is, you know, this is a real thing. And if y'all trying to find love, the way to do it and make sure it's solid is to be honest about it. And so then Jason was like, all right, well, you know, before we really get started, I want to shout out my dude, Joel. You know, he just called me and, you know, was just, you know, wanting to holler at me or whatever. So I was telling him, you know, I'm moving today. So, you know, I ain't really into nothing but just trying to do that. And he like, bet, I'm on my way. You know, I'm going to come help you. And he was like, and that dude, you know, we met from this show. We cool and everything. But he come sweating. He helping me move everything. A couple of other guys was like, yeah, you know, that's my Joe. You know, he all right. That's my dude. And Joe kind of got emotional, you know. And guess what, y'all? My baby daddy started crying. I almost started crying too. I was like, oh my God, I loved him already. And now that just like, wow. And I thought he was solid from the beginning. I like Joel. And he was like, you know, now don't y'all be trying to comfort me because I shedded a couple of tears. But, you know, I felt that. He was like, you know, although I'm here for a love connection, if that don't happen, guess what? I done made connections with some brothers, you know. And I am always happy to see that the guys, it's not the men that have the challenges or want to be in competition with each other or have a problem laying their egos to the side and just, you know, enjoying the moment with each other. It's the women. And so this was another reality TV show that I see that happening, and I'm happy to see that. You know, we done just came so far as a people, and that just did my soul real well. So then Tommy asked them, all right, fellas, so you know who y'all checking for? Dietrich started talking about his connection with Tressa, and so Tommy was like, Tressa? You know, I thought you said you wasn't into full-figured women. And he was like, yeah, I wasn't, but it's something about her, you know, it's just something about, yeah, you know, she doing something to me and I like it. And so then Joel chimed in, is like, yeah, you know, she good to me too. You know, I like her vibe too. Then AJ talks about Alexis and how she's aggressive with her sexual advances towards him. However, he still had her, you know, in his top, which was weird because you said you were here for love and you were offended by that. So then Jason, of course, he said, you know, me and Carol went out on a date. You know, I felt we clicked. I'm vibing her. She definitely, you know, that's my one. And then Troy, he was like, yeah, me and Amber, you know, we kind of got off on a good start. But then, you know, I think the kissing thing was you know, might have been a little much for her. And Tommy was like, dude, you done kiss half these women. I mean, you know, the kissing thing is a little too much. You trying to kiss everybody. That ain't how you do it if you really trying to make a connection. So Dietrich said it's a yes for Tressa, and Chrysanthema and Kyra was a no. And so then Joel was like, yeah, I'm chasing for Tressa too. He also said, you know, when he was helping Jason move, hell, he met Jason mama. Jason mama, you know, she all right. So look, Joel got Tressa and Jason mama, you know, in his top. But he had Andrea in his bottom. And he's like, you know, he just haven't been able to make a connection with her. And AJ, of course, he said he got Alexis in his top. But he said, you know, Tressa, she a good, solid woman. You know, she down to earth, she cool, but no connection. You know, she in the homegirl category. Jason said Andrea is a no for him. KJ Smooth say it's Amber and Stacy. And Stacy was at the bottom because I feel that, I guess because she ghosted them at the when they went out for their group date. David said Tressa was at his bottom. You know, she got cool, laid back, you know, kickback vibes, but no, you know, love connection or, you know, anything where it's like a romantic chemistry. And I'm sure Tressa feels the same way because, you know, he looking for abstinence still until he marries. And Tressa say, nah, she need to see what it do first. Yeah. And so Tommy said, all right, well, you know, y'all know what y'all need to do. Two of y'all need to be able to take these ladies on a date. Let them know what's going on. So we see David meets up with Andrea on a date. And Andrea say, you know, she been playing it safe, you know, with her attire. So going on this date, she excited to go on a 1-on-1, and she got on her cut off jean shorts and she done put on some thigh-high boots. She got her little look going on. She said she felt a little risque today, right? And then you saw Dietrich was the person that was taking Tressa out. So Tressa show up and she got on her little body dress, and Dietrich, you know, greets her, and she says in her confessional, you know, like, I'm so happy, you know, that we were able to get a date. However, I thought we was going to the spice shop. So I don't know how I'm supposed to be feeling about this date. And so then he kind of tells her, you know, the guys got together. She was like, oh, Lord. So he tells her that, you know, some of the guys, you know, they say you got the homegirl vibe. And she's like, you know, she's not surprised to hear that. She kind of felt that. And so they go back and forth. He said, however, you know, I'm feeling you. You know, I want to get to know you more. I don't want this process to be over because we ain't had a chance, you know, to try to see where this thing can go. And so then it goes back to David and Andrea, and he tells her, you know, the guys just don't feel like, you know, you're ready for love. And, you know, they really haven't been any connections. But that's all right. You know, it's a person for you. And so she says, you know, she receives that. And, you know, she seemed to be grateful for the experience. And then Dietrich is like, I don't know. It's just, you know, I don't even know how to do this. And so Tressa is like on pins and needles. And he was like, yeah, even though a lot of them, you know, they just had you at the bottom. He looked down. He's like, but I won. And she was like, oh my God. And so they got up and hugged each other. And the embrace was so authentic. I mean, I felt the closeness, the connection, just, I felt it through the TV. I was like, yeah, I can see them. I want them, you know, to win. You know, I think they got a good connection. So I'm excited to see that relationship and where it goes, the direction it goes in. But like I said, this was a good episode, y'all. I had a good time. I laughed a lot. All right, y'all. Again, my name is Siobhan Patrice. I thank you so much for joining me to go over Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 4. Like and share this video. Subscribe, y'all. You know, come on. You know, be a part of my community. I'm trying to get my subscriptions up. I'm new to this thing. I'm passionate about it, though. I'm willing to do the work. And until next time, I love you to life. Life is a journey. Choose yourself first and enjoy the ride.